What's happening, guys? We are getting ready to film an episode of the DaVinci Resolve podcast. I know it's been a little while. We're going to get back into it, filming it some more. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was this guy, the HighRise microphone booster from Samson. So when I record the DaVinci Resolve podcast, I use this guy, the Q9X from Samsung. It is an awesome dynamic microphone. Does a really good job, but sometimes with dynamic microphones, you'll notice that you don't get enough gain or enough volume of the microphone as you're recording. It's a little bit on the quiet side. So sometimes you need something like this, which is a microphone booster. And what this does is makes the signal louder for you before it comes into your audio interface. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. We're going to be using it on this episode, and I'm going to sum it up and let you know how this thing works after I film the episode, because I haven't used it yet, but I'm excited to give it a try here. So let me just open it up, show you what it comes with and what we got in here. So you do have some instructions. We'll look at that later. But if we open this guy up here, it's essentially a little box that has an XLR on each side, an input and an output. And what we would do is plug our XLR cable. You're going to need a little jumper cable like this. So you're going to plug in your XLR cable to the input or the output. In this case, I'm going to use the short cable here for the output, and it's going to come from the output of this and go directly into my audio interface. So we're going to go right here. We're going to go output from there. Bring you guys over here. We're going to then plug this right here into my audio interface right over here. So taking a look at the unit itself here, it's about 4 inches long. It's not very big. And on the left side here, we have a low cut, which will cut out any frequencies below 120 hertz. But in this case, I don't want to do that because I can always cut that out in post later. But if I don't record it, I don't have it in case I want it. So I'm going to leave that turned off. Then on this side, we've got 3 different levels of boost. We've got plus 20 dB HF lift, which means it's going to increase the treble or your higher end frequencies a little bit while it boosts your audio by 20 dB. So it should, in theory, increase the clarity of your dialogue a little bit while you're speaking into your microphone. Then we have a standard plus 20 dB right here, and then a plus 30 dB. So I'm going to probably start with the standard plus 20, and we're going to see how that works out. So we have this end, which is going to connect to our audio interface right back here. And then our microphone is going to connect on the input side over here. All right, so here is the deal. We've got the microphone set up, got our XLR. That's going to get plugged into the microphone. So now I'm going to unplug the microphone from our audio interface right here. We're going to plug that into the input side of our HighRise booster. So now the microphone is coming into the booster. The booster is going to boost it and then send it out to the audio interface. So we're going to connect the output side here to our audio interface. All right, so our setup's complete. Microphone hooked into the HighRise microphone booster to boost our signal, connected to our audio interface. Now, right now, if we take a look at the booster itself, on the side of the microphone, there's a little power light, and you notice it's not lit up. That's because I need to come to my audio interface here and turn on my phantom power. So I'm gonna hit 1, 48 volt phantom power is now on. And if we come back and look over here at the booster, we can see now that little power light is on. We got power and we should be getting some good levels. For settings, I'm using the low cut off. And for boost, I'm going with just the plus 20 dB. So now looking at my Evo 4 audio interface, what I can do is have it automatically set the gain for me by pressing the green button and then pressing number 1 and the green button again. So I'm going to do that and see where it sets our levels at. We're just going to talk into the microphone here. It's going to automatically set our levels for us. We're going to see where we're at, and then we can test it, although I know my levels were turned up pretty high, so it'd be interesting to see where it falls with the plus 20 dB gain. So taking a look at our audio interface here, if I press my number 1, that works pretty good to be right about here, because in the past I would have to turn it almost all the way up in order to get some decent levels out of this microphone and then still boost it a little bit in post. All right, here we are testing out the microphone again. We're just letting the Evo 4 audio interface select our automatic gain levels for us. So we're going to see where it falls with the plus 30 dB versus the plus 20 dB. And now our levels should be lower on the audio interface. So now we can see that looks like it's good. Our levels are down there instead of up here. when we had on the plus 20. So it's definitely doing a good job. If I were to unplug it, my levels on my audio interface would be a whole lot higher. So now using the HighRise mic booster, I can just get extra gain out of my microphone. And when it comes to dynamic microphones like these guys, you a lot of times need that extra boost, right? You need something to increase that signal on its way in. So that way you've got good audio to work with once you get it into your editing program of choice, which should be DaVinci Resolve Fairlight, because I'm a Fairlight guy. Love DaVinci Resolve Fairlight. All right, I am going to go test this out. We're going to record the DaVinci Resolve podcast, and I will wrap up this video once I get done with that and we see how it sounds. So guys, just got done filming the DaVinci Resolve podcast using the Samson Q9X right here and the HighRise mic booster. This thing is great. I mean, it did a fantastic job. Really happy with how it performs. It's great. And if you wanted to pick one of these guys up, it's like $80, $79.99 from what I see looking online right now. But just to give you guys a real quick, listen to what it's doing here. So on my audio interface here, I have it set, if I check my levels, at about 50, I'm going to say 55% about on the dial here. And I have the mic booster set to the plus 20 dB. Now I'm going to change it right now to the plus 20 dB HF. So now it should be boosting my high frequencies a little bit, give a little more clarity to the voice. And this is what it sounds like on the 20 dB lift setting. And I can even hear it in my headphones. It's definitely a little bit crispier. And actually, it sounds pretty good. What do you guys think? Drop a comment, let me know. And then if I'm going to go back to the plus 20 dB right now, it's going to sound like this. This is just the regular plus 20 dB without the high frequency boost. Let me go ahead, and I think if I turn off the phantom power, then I think, let's hope this works, we should only be getting whatever the raw level is with just the audio interface set at about 55%. So let me turn off our phantom power, because this does need some phantom power. We're going to turn our phantom power back on there. So that didn't work. I'm going to actually, once I get done showing you the last setting here, I'm going to just unplug this, plug it into here, and then you'll be able to hear it directly what it sounds like with the same settings on the audio interface here. So right now we're going to go to the plus 30 dB. So I have not changed. I'm going to talk a little quieter because it looks like I'm going to be peaking if I talk too loud. But on my audio interface here, I can see I'm getting more levels. I'm recording directly into Resolve with this microphone. I can see I'm getting more levels. If I talk about the same, well, I guess it's not quite peaking, but it's getting up there. It's loud. So let me go turn that back. All right, there we go. And I also have the low cut filter turned off. Now, I don't think I have a very bassy voice, but let's go ahead and turn that on. And here's what it sounds like with that low cut filter turned on. So it's knocking out everything below, was it 120 hertz there? So this is what that sounds like with the low cut filter on. Go ahead and turn it back off. So just jumping back in real quick, I disconnected the HighRise right here. So now it's going directly into the audio interface at the same level. You see right there, light up. Same level, we're about 55%, and you can hear how quiet the microphone is. So this thing is making a big difference. So let's get back to using this. So what I've been doing is just using the standard 20 dB setting here, and that seems to have worked out good. It does a really good job of giving me the extra gain I need on this microphone coming into the audio interface. Dynamic microphones like this need a little bit of a boost. They do a great job at isolating, noise from coming around, or picking up noise around you. And this does a great job of giving you that boost that you need. It's small, it's lightweight. It has a couple options on there for you, with the low cut and the high lift and the plus 30 dB. Does a great job. Samson, you did an awesome job with this one. And coming in at about $80, like that ain't so bad, I mean, you can use this with, dynamic microphone like this or any other microphone where you need to boost that signal a little bit. XLR input. So you would need an XLR to go from the device to your audio interface. But if you got that, you just plug in the other side and boom, you're good to go. It does a great job. So I just want to say thank you, Samson, for sending this out. If you need boost in the gain on your microphone, check this guy out. It's cool. I like it. I'm going to be using it every time I use this microphone for sure. Might even try it on my regular microphone setup and see how that works too. Just get that little extra gain without having to really crank up the audio interface there. Does a great job. I'm impressed with it.
My whole DaVinci Resolve podcast was recorded using that. So you can go over, check that out, listen to that, and you be the judge, see what you think. But yeah, thanks so much, Samson, for sending this guy out. Really appreciate it. It's awesome. Samson's got great products. This microphone's a Samson too. It's fantastic. It's a great microphone. So I'll leave links to this stuff in the description below if you guys are interested. And with that said, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Peace.